Sullenly taking the offered lantern, old Fleece limped across the deck to the bulwarks, and then, with one hand dropping his light low over the sea, so as to get a good view of his congregation, with the other hand he solemnly flourished his tongs, and leaning far over the side in a mumbling voice began addressing the sharks, while Stubb, softly crawling behind, overheard all that was said. "Fellow critters, I say ordered here to say dat you must stop dat damn noise dere. You hear? Stop dat damn smackin' of the lips. Massa Stubb say dat you can fill your damn bellies up to the hatchings, but by gore, you must stop dat damn racket." "Cook," here interposed Stubb, accompanying the word with a sudden slap on the shoulder. "Cook, why, damn your eyes, you mustn't swear that way when you're preaching. That's no way to convert sinners, Cook." "Who dat? Den preach to him yourself," sullenly turning to go. "No, Cook. Go on, go on." "Well, den, be lewd fellow critters." "Right," exclaimed Stubb approvingly, "coax 'em to it. Try that," and Fleece continued. "Do you is all sharks, and by nature wery voracious, yet I say to you, fellow critters, dat voraciousness, top dat damn slap pen of de tail. How you tink to hear, s'pose you keep up such a damn slappin' and biting dare?" "Cook," cried Stubb, collaring them, "I won't have that swearing. Talk to 'em gentlemanly." Once more the sermon proceeded. "Your voraciousness, fellow critters, I don't blame ye so much for. Dat is nature, and can't be helped, but to go burn dat wicked nature, dat is de pint. You is sharks, sartin, but if you go burn de shark in you, why den you be angel, for all angel is nothing more dan de shark well governed. Now, look here, brethren, just try once to be civil, at helping yourselves from dat whale. Don't be tearing de blubber out your neighbor's mouth, I say. Is not one shark dude right as toter to dat whale? And, by gore, none on you has the right to dat whale. Dat whale belong to someone else. I know some o' you has very brig mout, bringer dan others, but den de brig moats sometimes has the small bellies, so dat de brigness of de mout is not to swaller wid, but to bit off de blubber for de small fry ob sharks, dat can't get into de scrouge to help themselves." "Well done, old Fleece," cried Stubb, "that's Christianity. Go on." "No use going on. De damn villains will keep a scourgin' and slappin' each odder, Massa Stubb. Dey don't hear one word. No use of preaching to such damn geodons as you call 'em, till dere bellies is full, and dere bellies is bottomless, and when dey do get 'em full, dey won't hear you den, for den dey sink in the sea, go fast to sleep on de coral, and can't hear noting at all, no more, for eber and eber. Upon my soul, I am about of the same opinion, so give the benediction, Fleece, and all the way to my supper." Upon this, Fleece, holding both hands over the fishy mob, raised his shrill voice, and cried, "Cuss fellow critters, kick up de damnedest row as ever you can. Fill your damn bellies, till dey bust, and den die." "Now, Cook," said Stubb, resuming his supper at the capstan, "stand just where you stood before, there, over against me, and pay particular attention." "All dention," said Fleece, again stooping over upon his tongs in the desired position. "Well," said Stubb, helping himself freely meanwhile, "I shall now go back to the subject of this steak. In the first place, how old are you, Cook?" "What dat do wid dey teak?" said the old black, testily. "Silence. How old are you, Cook?" "About 90, dey say," he gloomily muttered. "And you have lived in this world hard upon 100 years, Cook, and don't know yet how to cook a whale steak?" rapidly bolting another mouthful at the last word, so that morsel seemed a continuation of the question. "Where were you born, Cook?" hind the hatchway, in ferry boat, going over the Roanoke. Born in a ferry boat. That's queer, too. But I want to know what country you were born in, Cook. Didn't I say the Roanoke country? He cried sharply. No, you didn't, Cook. But I'll tell you what I'm coming to, Cook. You must go home and be born over again. You don't know how to cook a whale steak yet. Bless my soul, if I cook noter one, he growled angrily, turning round to depart. Come back here, Cook. Here, hand me those tongs. Now take that bit of steak there, and tell me if you think that steak cooked as it should be. Take it, I say, holding the tongs towards him. Take it, and taste it. Faintly smacking his withered lips over it for a moment, the old Negro muttered, Best cooked, teak I ever taste, juicy, very juicy. Cook, said Stubb, squaring himself once more, do you belong to the church? Passed one once in Cape Town, said the old man sullenly. And you have once in your life passed a holy church in Cape Town, where you doubtless overheard a holy parson addressing his hearers as his beloved fellow creatures, have you, Cook? And yet you come here, and tell me such a dreadful lie as you did just now, eh? Said Stubb. Where do you expect to go to, Cook? Go to bed very soon, he mumbled, half turning as he spoke. Avast. Heave to. I mean when you die, Cook. It's an awful question. Now what's your answer? When this old black man dies, said the Negro slowly, changing his whole air and demeanor, he himself won't go nowhere, but some blessed angel will come and fetch him. Fetch him? How? In a coach and four, as they fetched Elijah? And fetch him where? Up here, said Fleece, holding his tongs straight over his head, and keeping it there very solemnly. So, then, you expect to go up into our maintop, do you, Cook, when you are dead? But don't you know the higher you climb, the colder it gets? Maintop, eh? Didn't say that to y'all, said Fleece, again in the sulks. You said up there, didn't you? And now look yourself, and see where your tongs are pointing. But, perhaps you expect to get into heaven by crawling through the lubber's hole, Cook, but, no, Cook, you don't get there, except you go the regular way, round by the rigging. It's a ticklish business, but must be done, or else it's no go. But none of us are in heaven yet. Drop your tongs, Cook, and hear my orders. Do you hear? Hold your hat in one hand, and clap the other atop of your heart, when I'm giving my orders, Cook. What? That your heart, there? That's